In the 11th century, before the First Crusade, the Western Europe had emerged as a significant power in its own right. Meanwhile, the Byzantine was getting crushed by the Seljuk Turks and was defeated in 1071 CE. Alexius, who seized the Byzantine throne in 1081 CE, asked Pope Urban II for mercenary troops from the west to defeat the Turkish threat. Pope Urban II accepted his request. Pope Urban II's plea for soldiers was successful. The Crusaders, which consisted of strong warriors and just ordinary citizens, were well known for their main purpose. It was trying to conquer the Holy Land and Jerusalem from the Muslims. The relationship with the Christians and Muslims were very happy and joyful, and they all had a happy ending. No, they overall hated each other. They both fought for lands to conquer so they could let their people worship their God. This is the beginning of the Crusaders. So the First Crusade began in 1096 CE. Out of all the crusades they had, which were 4, the First Crusade were the ones who accomplished more than the other 3 crusade trips did. The First Crusade was able to conquer the Holy Land and Jerusalem. Sadly, Muslim already had recaptured Jerusalem again, so they thought they could conquer Jerusalem and the Holy Land back and they would happily ever after. The end. But their dreams didn't come true. They were unsuccessful in capturing the Holy Land and Jerusalem back. Although this tragic event happened, they were able to conquer other cities and victoriously defeat vicious armies that tried to end their journey. Some of them prevailed, while others had to get shelves and bury their dead companions. Poor guys. After the First Crusade ended in 1099 CE, the Second Crusade began in 1147 CE, who were led by Conrad and Louis, and they grabbed their weapons, charged into the Muslim army, and annihilated every single one of them. Well, the complete opposite of that happened. The Second Crusade wasn't that successful. These Crusaders failed to accomplish their main goal and they retreated many times. The Second Crusade ended at the year of 1149 CE. Only 2 years. They were really miserable. When the Christian army was defeated at the Battle of the Hattin and Jerusalem was captured by another army, the Third Crusade began in the year 1189 CE. 2 main events occurred during this crusade. Let me guess, they won and they lost. Not exactly. The Third Crusade had a 2-year siege of Acre, the key seaport of Jerusalem. During this 2-year siege, the Muslims' army surrendered to Richard's army, who was leading the Third Crusade on July 12, 1911. So they did win. Well, no, not really. You see, Richard and his army set forth and advanced to Jerusalem, but he didn't make it. He was losing interest in the Third Crusade, and he made a treaty saying, "I will return in 3 years to conquer the Holy Land." Well, did he? Sadly, no. The Third Crusade ended in 1192 CE. Okay, now for a short break. In this break, while I'll go relax and research more about the Crusaders, you will hear an interview with one of the most famous historians there was. He will explain to you what he knows about the Crusaders.
Hi, I am Mr. Salinas, the historian. Thank you for having me today. So let's get on with the Crusaders. The Crusaders, as said, were very well known for trying to capture the Holy Land and Jerusalem. Their religion was Christianity. In other words, the people had only one God. These Crusaders battled for land and property, not only so they could be rich, but so that the Christians could have a place to worship their God. The Crusaders' opponents were the Muslims. Although they did have one God, their God was different and each religion had its own virtues. They were different from the other religions. This is a reason that caused the Muslims and Christians to get against each other. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, I'm back. Thanks for the notes about the next crusade. The Fourth Crusade, led by Pope Innocent III, began in the year 1202 CE. Wait, his name was Innocent? He doesn't look innocent to me. He is guilty! Well, they had their names back then. To get to the point, the Fourth Crusade was similar to the Second Crusade. Their main goal, other than to conquer Jerusalem and the Holy Land, was to attack the Muslims who were ruling over Egypt. That didn't go very well. The Crusaders were able to conquer Constantinople, but weren't able to accomplish their two main goals. The Fourth Crusade ended in 1204 CE. This map shows you that the Crusaders started from the English Canal and went through the city Marseille. Some of them went up to Vezelaya. Then they traveled through the Kingdom of Sicily and went to Jerusalem, where they attacked the Muslim army. Some other Crusaders were from Regensburg and traveled all the way till here. They weren't able to reach Jerusalem though. Although they were able to conquer other cities and defeat other armies, in the end, the Crusaders weren't able to capture the Holy Land and Jerusalem. The end.